Hey guys, Derek here. I'm here to give you faith-based encouragement in your journey to self-improvement, reaching your created value. Happy Saturday. I'm actually more and more as I understand God, or as I draw close to Him. There's so many good things that we learn from Him, we unlearn from the world. Like my coworkers would tell me, I'm like, hey, it's Thursday. Hey, how you doing? And he's like, we're over the hump. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, we're over the hump of Thursday, and now it's all downhill to the weekend. And I was just like, I don't even think like that anymore, because every day you wake up, and when you're living the gospel, you're not thinking about time. You're not really thinking about weekday and trying to get to the weekend. It's like every day is good, And I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna wait for the weekend to be happy, because even during the weekday, I don't even think like I got to go to work. Work is bad. The connotation of the word work is bad. It's like, no, this is another day to shine. This is another day to love people and to grow in God and to know Him more. And it changes your life. Okay. So anyway, this video is about how to unlock your genius by knowing God, by focusing on His kingdom. So I believe that the word genius is kind of funny. I don't really believe in the word genius personally. In the New Testament, when the apostles were speaking by the Spirit, and all of the leaders and the officials, they noticed that these men were not educated at all, and yet they spoke so profoundly. I believe that if we try to explain this in a logical sense today, it's like they were unlocking their creative genius in a way, but the Holy Spirit was speaking through them, right? How much of that is miraculous? How much of it is genius? I think it's transcendent, like we can't really understand it in a way. But what I've learned is that since I was a kid, there was a certain talent that I developed, which was drawing. And I was about 4 years old, 3 years old. I was staying up late drawing, and my mom was like getting concerned. She talked to somebody, like somebody said, yeah, it's great that your son is staying up late drawing pictures, right? And there was a study in NASA, I can't remember the numbers exactly, but basically they took a group of children that were about 2 or 3 years old to test them for what they considered genius-like qualities. And it was about 80% of them showed genius qualities. They took that same group and waited until they were like 9 or something. They went through the education system and stuff. They tested them again, and only 20% showed genius qualities. Then they tested them again at the age of probably 11 or something, and then only like 2% of them showed the genius qualities that they once showed. But that totally makes sense to me, because the way the world talks to us, the way our education system talks to us, a lot of times it's not about trying to work off of the curiosities and the creativity in the heart of the child. It's more about like, hey, here's a standard you've got to live. Here's what you've got to regurgitate. Like, here's the information you've got to regurgitate. And there's almost like a shaming of children believing that they are really good at stuff, or that they're a genius. There's a pressure to conform to ABC. So we all have, I believe, we really all have a genius quality inside of us. Scriptures talk about how God is so profound, and when you are reading and you're seeing about the prophecies, you're seeing the way God answers questions to people, even in the Old Testament, and of course Jesus, you see this creative genius, this higher level of thinking and being that's just beyond us, right? And yet we have some creative genius inside of us. We have this wisdom of God. There's a quote that I like. It says, when you trust in yourself, you trust in the same wisdom that created you. So a lot of people, they are unfortunately taking this stance whenever they want to learn a new skill or they want to do something. They're taking this identity of beginner. Like, I'm a beginner. How many years does it take to get good at this skill? Maybe they talk to people, oh, it took me 5 years, oh, it took me 7 years. Okay, this is how long it takes to get good at this skill. I'm gonna just go slowly and try and all this stuff. And whenever you're doing something, your mindset behind your doing that is very important. If you do something with the attitude of, I'm a beginner, I can't do it, it's going to take a long time, any kind of negative thought, it's going to limit the way that you progress. So again, there was a study, I talk about this a lot, there was a study about negative thoughts and positive thoughts. They found that when you have a positive thought, there's such a difference in your body, in the way that you perform whatever you're doing. Even with athletics, there's like a 50% increase in strength and muscle strength when you have positive thinking versus negative thinking. They did some kind of tests about this. So the positive thinking when you're doing something is going to allow this subconscious process to work where you're going to progress a lot faster. Having positive thoughts like, I'm a genius, I'm great at this thing, I am doing this with God's help, is going to make you do something so much better. And there's something about believing that you are gifted and thinking of it as a gift. Not like logically like, oh, I'm a genius in this area. No, like even the word genius has a limit. There's some kind of like number attached to like when you reach genius level, it's like you reach a certain number when you take the test that classifies you into genius. No, but like think of it like this. You are gifted by God in some area. And I would argue that the area is whatever you enjoy, whatever you like. There's a reason in your heart that we have our likes and dislikes. Our likes and our dislikes kind of define us, right? That's why when children, when they meet, they're like, I like this. What do you like? I like this. It's like they instinctively know that that's kind of what defines them, right? So when we know what we like and we take on this idea like, I have this like, that means that I have this innate talent from God. It's a gift from God in this area. This will unlock our minds and take away a lot of the blocks that society puts on us, where we're thinking about, oh, I have to get to this level in order to get this good. I have to put this many years in to get, no, like forget all that and just think God has given me a gift in this area. And when you think that way, you unlock the unlimited potential that you have. So I would be a hypocrite to tell you that we can do anything and we can have, there's no limit to how many talents and how many abilities that we can have. This is also proven by research and by people who have studied the mind. And the Bible also says that to him who has, much more will be given. They're talking about talents, and this is also a reference to money, but it could be a reference to gifts, like, gifts or talents. It's debatable. What does that mean, really? But I've kind of read that in different ways. I think it means different things, but I also think it means talents and abilities. So again, I would be a hypocrite if I didn't have something to show for this. So I don't like talking about what I can do. I think it doesn't benefit me at all. Like, if I'm just telling people what I can do, it sounds like I'm bragging. It just makes people uncomfortable if they can't do those things. It might inspire people, and I just think that I've never told anybody like a list of stuff that I can do. And in fact, I feel so uncomfortable with it that I'm not even going to say it in the video. I'm just going to like write a list in the description just to prove the point. Okay, I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to like show you all that I can do, but I'm trying to say, hey guys, I've taken this way of thinking and I'm proving it to you by showing you, hey, I can do all these things. And I think I'm going to link to like videos of me doing these things. So anyway, I'll put that in the description. And basically, when you have, so let me tell you a little bit of the process that I think that I've kind of used since I was a kid in order to be able to acquire new skills and do new things. First of all, it is submitting to God in a way by saying like, any ability or talent that you have, it is from God. And in making it from God, there is no guilt in our heart for pride. because I believe that deep down we all kind of know when we're being proud or when we're like trying to take credit for something that we really actually didn't do anything to achieve. Like it's an ability that is God-given. So it gets rid of any even suspicion that you're being proud or arrogant, and this allows you to relax. Anytime we do something in a relaxed state, we do it much better. There's a Muay Thai fighter named Sanchai, Saenchai. Now he's in his 40s, but he's still fighting. And he's got like, I don't know, like 100 wins and I don't know how many losses, like 1 or 2 or something. The thing that he does is he just enjoys the fight, and he doesn't even care if he wins or loses. He just enjoys it. He just has fun. And you'll see him having a ball when he's fighting. Like he'll be fighting a guy, he'll get him in the ropes, he'll start kneeing him, and then the guy will like move out of the way and he'll like keep kneeing the air, like pretending he's kneeing the air. Or like he'll wrap up with a guy. Sometimes they get like what's it called, wrapped up or whatever. And then he'll get up top and he'll be like, "Oh," and he'll like pretend that he's gonna elbow the guy in the head, and then he like kisses the guy in the head. So you can see he's having fun, and he wins all the time. And it's just this whole concept of enjoying what you're doing and how you get good at it when you enjoy it. It's almost like life is good. Like God feels good. Like back to my channel, it's like things that we do in life, the more that we enjoy doing them, the more we're good at them. It's like, wow, that's almost like that's the flow of life. Like we're meant to enjoy life, you know? So anyway, so here's the method that I think if I were to put it into a method, it's like you want to do something. A lot of people, they tend to focus on what the professionals are doing. They're like, I want to do it like them. And what you got to do is you got to see what the professionals are doing, and you've got to aim higher than that. You got to believe, you've got to foresee yourself being better than them already. Because when you say better than them, you know that a lot of professional works out there are being driven by money. They're not being driven by creativity. You got to see yourself as having an individual voice. And you got to really believe right now, you are already better than 90% of the professionals out there, the ones that are making money. Because in so many industries, when it becomes about money, the creativity kind of goes down. It becomes focused on the market. It becomes focused on what's appealing to the masses, you know. A lot of the great artists, musicians out there, like we'll hear one of their pop songs, like Tracy Chapman. We'll hear their pop song. Everybody knows them for their pop song. And yet their creativity, it's like it has to go down a bit in order to be on the top charts. But when you listen to their album, it's like even more creative. A lot of the songs that didn't make it to the top charts. This blew my mind when my friend from the UK, you got to already imagine yourself as better than whatever content you're seeing out there. And you got to aim for the creativity rather than aiming for the standard, if that makes sense. So for example, when I would do a short film, I would talk to some other filmmakers that are like, let's do it like this. And they show me a scene, and they're like, let's do this. And, you know, and they're just kind of copying. And it's kind of derivative. And it's like they're aiming for the professional level. But you got to aim past the professional. You got to aim for the top genius level, whatever. So whatever you're doing, if you're learning a new skill, if you're learning blah, 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 I would say skip the teachers that are teaching you to be professional. Skip them. Aim for the teachers who are already a genius, who understand the core of the skill or the thing that you're trying to do. Aim for those guys that are considered geniuses and just listen to them only and learn from them. Skip all of this stuff. So when I learned piano, I went through the process. I was young. I was like maybe 9 or 10. And I was going through the process of learn this, go to the next song, learn this song, learn the new scale, go to the next one. And I went through like 3 levels of books, which takes like, the way that they space it out to be like a year or something. No, I learned for like 3 years, so it's like 1 book per year. And man, when you're learning in the standard way that is set out for the average person that doesn't know about God, you're learning the average way. But when you're set free by the gospel and by the knowledge of God and his creative power, and you get the belief in yourself, you can progress so much faster by believing, simply believing and having faith. Because if you want to follow the standard, you're basically following the assumption that you're like everybody else in a godless world. You're following the standard and following the average, but you're not. You have unlocked your created value. Your created value is also very creative. Your created value is getting back to your created value, which is also a genius, by the way. Again, back to the study that I mentioned at the beginning. So believe, it's all about belief. You can explain it logically how the belief will help you progress and speed through things so much faster. So what I did was I took those 3 years or 4 years of piano. I got bored with it. Understandably, I was a kid, I got bored with it. And then after like 3 years, I heard this song on piano that I really liked. And then I just listened to the song on a tape, and I just played it. I just listened to it and played it. And it was like jumping from that level 3 book. I jumped to like this really professional, really high level, amazing song because I just believed I could do it. I jumped to that. And then when I jumped to that, I got confidence that I could play anything. And then I was playing like Bach, I was learning like Chopin, and I was learning these songs, and I was like, yeah, I can do it. And why did I follow that system, you know? Again, I'm not bragging, I'm just trying to I'm trying to put my money where my, I'm trying to put my mouth where my thing is. I'm trying to prove it. So, again, have faith that you are the best. Have faith, I don't really believe in the best, but you have a unique, amazing ability or talent or gift that people are very attracted to, that makes you unique. Okay, that's what you got to believe. If you want to call it the best or whatever, yeah, just call it like comparable to whatever's the best out there. You already are there. You just need to put in the practice or put in the muscle memory or learn the knowledge or whatever it is that you need to learn. But that's just a step of training the brain to reach that potential that's already there. So that's kind of the process. It's kind of like just believe that you can, and you can. Believe that you are the genius in whatever area that you are, and you will be there. So I hope this makes sense to how to logically use the gospel, use the wisdom of God, use the idea, the understanding of your created value, which the teachings of the world, understandably, for the sake of controlling us, making us less creative, has taught us that we cannot reach. Like, they teach us a lot of stuff that's just brainwashing. Like, no, we are amazing creative geniuses. The more that we embrace this, the more we will be able to fight back against the darkness and the dark forces, against those trying to control us, all this stuff, right? All right, guys, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Send me a message. Send me an email if you have a problem or a question, and comment on the video, like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I'll see you in the next one.